Hi, Miss Johnson, your instructor for EDP 421. I just wanted to go over a few things that you may have some questions about once you get into Blue Quill and you open up the course, and hopefully you've had an opportunity to look at each of these assignments, to find your group members, to find out how to choose books, especially to read the syllabus and look at the breakdown and expectations. I have fielded a few questions this week specifically about how does this work. And I will go into detail right now about exactly what my expectations are. Once you get with your group and you determine when you want to meet and how you want to meet, so let me open this up. I have made it so that you can do your discussion here on Blue Quill. I've opened up the discussion space, but it's optional. And you can choose to meet with your group however you'd like. Also, when you do this informational book guide, you do not have to work together to do it, but you may choose to do so just to bounce ideas off of one another. So this is the first week's assignment, informational book guide. And informational, is just another way of saying nonfiction. You're looking for biographies or science books that are appealing to students that you wouldn't mind teaching in your own classroom someday. So a couple of things. If you're early childhood, you're going to choose 5 books. Please list them out, all 5 of them here, so you can duplicate this template and list 5 books. You may choose one of those books to answer all questions, or you can choose to answer the questions using a variety of the books that you've chosen. If you think they're all awesome, and you want to talk about each one, you can do, 5 questions, or 6 questions rather, 6 questions, and each book can be represented once or twice, or whatever, however you want to do it, it's fine. This is causing some issues already, so this is a website that lists almost all books that are out there for children. If you have a brand new book, it might not be listed up on the website. However, somewhere there will be a review. So there's something called Kirkus. I'm going to spell that out for you right now. Kirkus is a review place. You might be able to find some professional reviews. If you can't find one, and that's okay, if you cannot find one, just indicate here where you've looked and say, I cannot find a professional review, but I did look on such and such and such, okay? So that, you can't make one come out of thin air, but I do want to make sure that you are putting the effort into finding. So you'll find that these questions are more than just, what's this book about, but you're actually leaning in and thinking critically. Also notice this line here. Specific references to the Wolk article are needed. So you may be thinking, what are you talking about? What's the Wolk article? Well, that's part of week 2. This resource is right here, is the list of all the articles that you need to read, in addition to the books that you have borrowed from the library. So this article right here, Wolk, you want to have read and understood so that you can answer your questions and guidelines. And you'll probably refer back to, especially these 2, throughout the course. So there's that. Guidelines are for you individually to submit, but the group aspect of it is just simply for the discussion. So I hope that has cleared that up quite a bit. The DIGO responses, again, they're a separate website, and they're designed and meant for you to have access to them after you're out into the field or in your first job, you're going to have a whole list of wonderful books that people have read. And those of you who are ECE, you only have to choose one book to put up there. So an MCE, one book. So for the book talk, hopefully you've had a chance to look at those instructions there. You're going to video record yourself doing a talk about a book, and then you're going to read a little bit of an excerpt as well. This can be anything that you'd like it to be, actually. The creativity is wide open on this one. You can make a cartoon, you can do a drawing of something that you have seen and animate it. Your ideas are as endless as the books that you're going to be reading. So I know that's kind of frustrating for some people. I would prefer to actually just to be told what to do, but I think for something like this, I didn't want to limit you with my ideas. So you can work accordingly however you decide on this one. Please note the due date. I don't want you to spend all Easter working on this, so plan accordingly and work on it now, as soon as possible. This is a link to shows a really good example of what I'm looking for, and that person, this student, used PowerPoint only for hers, and it's really well done. You'll be impressed, I think. So I've had a chance to talk about this, and this. Diigo responses are ongoing every week. Group project is something that will be a little bit more complicated. It's not huge of a project, but it will take some time to work with your partners. You're going to plan a unit, make an evaluation sheet for your books that you've chosen, and a couple of other things, and then record yourself presenting your material as if you were teaching or presenting your unit to your class. So hopefully that when we get closer, we can field as many questions as we need to get that quite right. Your exam is even open, so if you want to think ahead on how you want to be able to answer that, it might inform what books you are choosing out in the library. You want to make sure that you're choosing well-written and valuable books that can be that can be used in the classroom. Okay, so sorry for falling all over my words there. So I think that you have had a week to look over these, to introduce yourself, and now the work is starting to come due, okay? So please, please, please feel free to ask me any questions that you might have. That's my job, and I am more than glad to answer, and thank you. I will see you. Please feel free to stop by the office at any time. All right, thanks.